Hey, what's up? Um, I decided to record this video because I thought it was maybe about time that people found out the truth about Lufia for the Genesis. I mean, sort of the whole truth of what happened. Um, I think it might be it's just a little bit of video game history that has never been really been told before. So I thought maybe I can be the one to share this to people who might still be interested in it. So yeah, let's just start with basically Lufia, the game. I'm sure you know what it is if you clicked on this video. It's the JRPG published by Taito for Super NES, Super Famicom. I think that was came out in around 1993. It was the game was pretty fun. It was not Final Fantasy or anything like that, but it was a cool little game. Um, it has a pretty original story, I thought. I beat it as well, so I enjoyed it. I think it has quite a few fans still. So I think the game sold relatively well for title on the SNES, and I think at the time they saw Genesis was doing pretty well in the US, so they thought it might be, hey, it's a good idea to make a Genesis version. Well, I think, but the problem is, I think, well, the problem is, I think they gave that translation project or porting project to this company called Teknocrest. It was a small video game developer, you could say. And anyway, they were located in Los Angeles, and I worked there. And so this little company was, I guess it was the de facto title of America at the time. So yeah, it was sort of Title's attempt to set up a little, I guess, little branch in the US. Yeah, so just to be, yeah, I guess I just want to just let you know that I actually was working on the port for Lufia Genesis, and so they assigned this project to me. So basically asked me to do it on my own, by myself. And at the time, I was not an experienced game developer at all. I basically never developed a console game in my life, like a full console game. I never did that. I barely knew much of like assembly language. So yeah, so I was in this situation where I had to do this, and so they gave me the source code, the original Japanese source code. It was all in Japanese. The comments were in Japanese, and they just said, "Hey, just port it." So I kind of like tried it for a few weeks and wasn't going anywhere, and yeah, I just told them I couldn't do it. It's just too much. So so they kind of realized they're kind of need to try something else. So they found so what they ended up doing was they farmed the project out to another company, like another small developer, and without telling Taito, of course. And yeah, they're just kind of pretending they were still doing it in house. And so so Taito actually Taito was wondering what's going on, because at the time this was around spring of 1994, and the game was supposed to come out in summer. I think people remembered there were these ads in the EGM and other magazines about Lufia coming to the Genesis in summer 1994. So yeah, so Taito sent a guy over to kind of figure out what's happening, and yeah, I feel kind of sorry now when I think about this Japanese guy. He came to our company and we just kind of just lied to him. We took him out to nice dinners. We showed him like builds of the game that were barely playable, and kind of just trying to fool him into thinking that that hey, you know, we're almost done. Don't worry. And yeah, so I guess he either he bought it or he thought, hey, you know, there's nothing he can do. Like all he can do is just report back to Taito, and Taito, I think they announced that the game is going to be delayed, and so I think they delayed it to December 94, and I think you actually saw magazine ads that with that updated date. And so yeah, so basically at this point the game was, there was barely anything there still. I think there was like a basic engine where the characters walking around the screen, walking around like in a dungeon, and this is actually, so this is a ROM dump of that going around the internet. Yeah, so this is kind of where this was actually the state the game was at this point. And so yeah, so there was already like, I think fall of 94, and the game was barely like 20% complete, and there was like a very minimal functioning battle scene as well at that point. But yeah, but the game was, you know, not even playable at that point and at all. So I think the management panicked, and then they finally did something smart, which is to hire like a real game programmer, someone who's actually knew what he was doing, I think. So I'm not gonna name anyone you know, any real names, but this is someone who worked on Star Wars on the 32X. Yeah, and I actually worked with this guy. Yeah, he was pretty smart. I worked with him for a few weeks. You know, we brought the game back in-house and wanted to give it one last try. Still wasn't making much progress, and I quit and found another job like a few weeks later. So I don't know what happened to the game after that. I'm pretty sure it didn't get anywhere because Taito, as you know, canceled the game, and the company also shut down. I mean, the Teknocrest, Taito for America, shut down after that. And yeah, so that's pretty much the story of what really happened. Yeah, I know it sounds a little wild, but like you know, I know you have a lot of questions, but I mean, but I think the basic thing is, I think the company in LA was a scam, or they're pulling some kind of scam on Taito, because then they never delivered a single game for Taito. you know, like nothing. So yeah, so that's kind of the sad but true story. And just want to, oh yeah, just want to mention, like, if anyone's hoping that there's like a more advanced build of the game, more complete build out there somewhere, that I don't think that exists. Because yeah, like I said, the game was like barely like playable. It was about 20% done, and I don't think it ever got much farther past that. And yeah, so yeah, that's about it, I guess. So if you have any questions, yeah, feel free to leave in the comments. I'll try my best to see if I could answer anything. But yeah, thanks very much for watching.